Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. So I just wanted to check in about the expectations for this week. We are going to be wrapping up our atmosphere project this week. I've had to make some changes to some of our assignments to fit what we're doing with our online learning. So there are going to be two major objectives or assignments for the week. The first one is for you to use your knowledge of the Earth's atmosphere to choose a new planet for Dr. Dobson and the people of Future Earth. So if you can remember back to maybe a month or so ago when we launched our project and we were looking through that letter from him, trying to find a new planet for him and the rest of the people who living on Earth in a future year, which I believe was in maybe 1,000 years from now. So we are looking at those things this week and trying to make sure that we can pick the right planet. So that will be your first assignment for the week. It is called Potential Planets. I have opened some of our old assignments to help you work your way through this. As long as you're following all the directions in Echo, I've tried to make them as specific as I can. As long as you're following those, you should be good. And as always, many of you have been emailing me with your questions, and you should definitely keep doing that. That is a really great way for me to find out what you are uncomfortable with, and then I can then help you figure out what you need to be doing or help you understand things a little bit better. Okay, so that first assignment, Potential Planets, that is going to be due tomorrow at midnight. Okay, so as long as you are working over the next 48 hours to get that completed, you'll be totally fine. No big deal. So you should just be using your knowledge about the Earth's atmosphere and then trying to translate that to choosing a new planet with an atmosphere that would be similar to help keep people living on Earth. Okay, well, not necessarily on Earth, but obviously on this new planet that you're choosing. Okay, so you're choosing a new planet that's going to be the most similar to Earth, and then you're explaining why. You're writing a CER about it. That is that assignment. Okay, that is going to be due tomorrow at midnight. All right, the next assignment, that will be open on Wednesday. That will be Wednesday through Friday. So you'll have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to work on that. And that is going to be due by midnight on Friday. I'll be accepting some late work, but as always, there'll just be a little bit of percentage off on that. So let's just try to make sure you get it in on time. So that second assignment is going to be a letter for you to write back to Dr. Dobson explaining your planet choice. There are specific directions as well as a template to follow. I'm going to be posting these tomorrow for anyone who is working ahead or if you just want to take a look before getting started. But that assignment will not officially be live until Wednesday, and it will be due on Friday. Okay. So these two assignments are going to represent benchmark 2 and 3 of our project. We're not going to be able to build a planet because we are not together. We don't have the physical supplies at your home to do that. So we're going to do it this way through writing and creativity. Okay. So you can go through your old assignments to help you with this. And like I said, I have opened the majority of those for you.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yep. Hello.
Oops. There we go. All right. So moving on. You guys can be playing quizzes if that link is working. Please let me know through email somehow if that is not working. You can also tell me that in your daily check-in. Another thing you can be doing is using Quizlet to help remind you about your vocab and keeping that up to date. All right, so those are the basics. I also wanted to take a few minutes to address some questions from the 2-column notes. Deanna Jones asked, how does carbon dioxide help humans and animals? Well, the short answer to this, Deanna, is that carbon dioxide is in the atmosphere, and it is important because it captures the radiated heat from the Earth's surface. And what that does is that helps keep the planet warm enough for plants and animals to survive. So this is how carbon dioxide helps humans and animals. You should have also read earlier in this project, too much carbon dioxide is a problem, and that is something that we've been talking about with human impacts on our atmosphere and pollution. Another question Deanna had was, how does respiration help humans? Well, this is kind of a roundabout answer. It's basically like a cycle between humans, animals, and plants. So plants help humans breathe by providing us with oxygen. And in return, you could think about humans helping plants breathe by providing them with carbon dioxide. You see, the plants take in the carbon dioxide, they produce oxygen, which helps us breathe. That's why the majority of the oxygen is here on the troposphere. All right, so that is how respiration helps humans, and it's through the cycle of the exchange between carbon dioxide and oxygen between plants and animals. So that's the best way I can answer that question for you. Deanna had another question. How does the atmosphere work? Well, Deanna, I think this is a pretty loaded question. If you could explain specifically what you're asking, I would be more than happy to try to answer that for you. But overall, let me just say that the atmosphere works to protect and provide life for humans. Each layer is doing something unique to make life on Earth possible for all. It is up to you now to be able to identify the unique aspects of the atmosphere and our environment that make this possible. So this is essentially the focus for the week. You're going to be doing those things in those 2 assignments that I talked about before. And the last question that Deanna had for me was, what is carbon dioxide's chemical form? Oh, shoot. I had a piece of paper. It said CO2 on it, and I was going to hold it up to show you. But the answer to that is CO2. Okay, carbon dioxide is CO2. We've been talking about CO2 since the beginning of the year. So that's carbon dioxide. I hope those questions, my answers to those questions were helpful for you. And as we continue working through this online, I'm going to take time to make sure that I'm answering all of those questions for you. So if you are out there and you have some questions, please ask so that I can answer them for you. I'm more than happy to do that. All right, I'm almost at 7 minutes. I wanted to record for 5. So just real quick before I go, email to communicate. Please be checking the feedback on anything that you're turning in so that you can figure out what you did right, what you need to work on, or any other information that I may have for you, such as sharing with me and copying and pasting your work. Someone out there has been doing a lot of copying and pasting, so let's just make sure that we are doing our own work, using our own words, and continue to communicate. All right? I'll see you with another video in a couple days.